One of the places that things could definitely change would be in the oil and gas sector in terms of domestic oil production. We bring in Corey Feige, who is the commissioner of Alaska's Department of Natural Resources. She was there, and she appeared to disappear, but has come back by the modern technology that exists from Delta Junction, Alaska. Hey, the White House says that nobody wanted these leases and, wouldn't make much of a difference anyway if we could drill in Alaska. Is that fair? True?
Nothing, Leland, nothing could be farther from the truth. The reason there was little to no industry interest in the offshore continental shelf or outer continental shelf lease sale, especially in Cook Inlet, is that the Biden administration's policies have actually created an environment in which industry stays away because they are disincentivizing investment in the very sector that the U.S. needs to see development in order to drive consumer prices down and in order to give us greater energy security.
All right, so I want to give the White House their due. Here is Jen Psaki today when asked, we don't have the soundbite, but she said there are almost 9,000 onshore permits. The issue is not permits. There are plenty of places for oil companies to drill. They're not. That is the issue. With oil at record highs, oil companies like to make money. I still don't get it.
So let's talk about the fact that they're saying that they have all of the permits to drill that have been issued for federal lands. When you receive a permit to drill from the federal government, it allows you to do just that. Put a hole in the ground. It does not allow you to produce what you may find in that well. So in order to get to production, you need plans of development approval. You need a whole litany of other permits that the federal government isn't moving on. And when they point to leases that they claim are not being used, you need to understand a little something about petroleum geology. You can have an oil and gas accumulation, and it doesn't exist necessarily in a little pocket just on this little lease and then this little lease next door. Companies take blocks of leases because they cover structures and the gross accumulation. So you can produce an oil and gas accumulation without having to put a lease or put a well on every lease. But the law requires that you own all of those leases because you then are going to own the oil and gas below it. So it's paper tigers, and it's a false argument that has no connection to the realities of the business. And the fact remains that the administration is putting forward policies that create, and they're doing it intentionally. They create uncertainty, which drives off investment. And if we look back historically at times when investment in things like wind and solar, which are central to their policy initiative, when those look particularly attractive economically is when traditional fuels like natural gas, oil, diesel, etc., are extremely expensive. That's when we've seen the large drive and large shift. So I believe, and certainly where Alaska is concerned, I think this is the case. There is a concerted effort to drive oil and gas development out of Alaska.
You make a great point. This administration is many things, whether you like them or don't. We don't take a position here on that, but they are certainly smart, and they know what they're doing, and these policies have motivations behind them. I only got about 30 seconds. If the flip side happened and President Biden came out and said, you know what, the environmentalists take a hike and the progressive left take a hike, I've got to worry about domestic energy production, Operation Warp Speed style, we're going all in on domestic oil production. How long from that moment, and the industry believed him, he signed whatever they wanted, till there's enough oil coming out of the ground that really makes a meaningful difference in prices?
You're going to be at least a year, and that's with existing known fields. With new developments, you're 5 to 10 years. Wow. So what they're doing now is harming the future. Go a decade out, and they're harming the families of the U.S. a decade from now.
Hey, Corey, we could talk a lot about this. I know we had plans to come up and visit you in Alaska. We still want to really do that because of how important this is and see some of the things that you're talking about. Stay warm. Summer's around the corner.
Take care. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for watching. Click the red subscribe button below so you can get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.